Good morning, everybody. It is May 5th. Oh, excuse me, May 7th. Um, I am going to do an early morning kind of peek what the DM is thinking or feeling right now. So if your DM's been a little quiet, your divine masculine, um, this one might be for you. Forgive me, I'm going to pray while I shuffle. Right in heaven. In the clearest way possible and for the highest good of all. And the divine feminine. Um, do this, and you, and please remember don't let the very Christian, we welcome all religions here. It's just that that's the highest protective prayer I know of. Not to say that it's the only one. So let's see what our DM is. In case you're wondering what I'm doing below here, if you can't hear the shuffle, that looks like you might see the bottom before I do. Spent 2 minutes and 42 seconds on shuffling and prayer. I would say we're good. The energy. Sorry, I heard them say, like at the bottom, because I don't normally see how close we can get this and still get. Oh, it's going to do it. This camera. It is the energy behind the prayer. Oh, for heaven's sakes. The Emperor. What was the prayer about? Divine masculine as the Emperor. So we're going to start with the Emperor. Well, I didn't even get that out. I'm not kidding. Only one fell out. The question I asked, or was about to ask out loud, was what's on the divine masculine's mind? No, you couldn't make me happier. It is the high priestess. I'd like some clarification though. What is he thinking about this high priestess? I know there's other questions I could ask, but that's the one I want to know. Aren't you? Let's see. 3. Should we take them? Might as well. They're just going to pop out again. If I don't. Alright, so we've got No reversals. Okay, that's good. Unfortunately, I don't see a way to make this where it's going to show up. King of Cups, Temperance, Patience, and the Fool. Okay. Now, I'm going to say a couple of things. Temperance has been having a lot lately. But not in my last couple of readings like this. The Fool, though, and there's no way I can prove this because I didn't have a camera running. But a couple of hours ago, when I first started thinking about doing this, I was playing around with cards, and I only pulled one just to see if I could see it on camera. Like, lighting wise, I was playing with the lighting and stuff, and I shuffled and was kind of thinking about the same thing. Masculine reading. What do I need to know? For my own benefit, when I come back and watch this later, this is the second time this has come out. What I get from these came out with the King of Cups on top, Temperance, and the Fool, just like this. Okay. I don't get a happy feeling from this, though. More like he's trying to figure out how to make things work. But it's more than just finances. Um, if you find this video later, much later, a year or two from now, if you look back at the history books, what you'll find is that right now we're going through what we call a pandemic, COVID-19. Um, I'm here in the United States, so a lot of the United States is shut down. A lot of people have been losing their jobs and businesses. So across the board, a lot of people are going to be feeling the stress from not having what they are used to having. But this is more than that. This is literally like this card screams to me. See if I can get it. Right there. See how he's holding his cup. The first thing I saw when I looked at this card was that he just kind of looked like he was going within, very much internalizing everything, trying to figure things out, trying to be strong, trying to be the man that he wants to be. But then breeze. Your ship is coming in, your ship will come in, keeps coming at me, but he's not seeing his ship. He's not seeing the opportunities. And doing your self work is great, but he's so poor meaning it, which is kind of odd for me to say, given the divine masculines I know. I've never seen them be quite the way I feel right now, but he's very much focused on what's not there, that he's missing the opportunity right in front of him, or rather behind him. He's just not seeing it at all. And that's the first card that came in on his what he's thinking about. And keep in mind, we asked what he's thinking about this high priestess. I I know that the Empress is usually the one that depicts the divine feminine, but I distinctly get the impression that we're looking at a group of divine feminines that are very highly gifted. They actually wouldn't come off to people as the high priestess, or I mean, as the empress, because they're just a little more. I think like the difference between sophisticated dinner and gardening. Empress is the sophisticated dinner. The high priestess is the one with their hands in the dirt, getting down to the nitty gritty, making changes, making things happen. This is the kind of feeling I get from the high priestess, from the divine. They're very much getting their hands dirty, digging in, making changes, whether it's within themselves or in their outside environment or both. I very much feel like both. It's just this powerful go, 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 nonstop, 100 miles an hour, full force, like a tornado plowing through things. Kind of divine feminine energy. And that's the high priestess. I feel like that's how he sees her. Whether or not she sees herself that way, that's how he sees her. And he's feeling, and I think this is actually causing some of this internal angst, this, do I have my shit together enough for this? I can't just, whatever, fill in the blank with the just. But we haven't gotten that far yet. But I can't just. This is not something I can just. So, in terms of how he's feeling, what he's thinking about his divine feminine, he really sees her as a powerhouse. He's coming in, you know, to this realization, or this, I don't want to say realization, because I feel like he feels like it's a realization, but I don't think that the divine feminines feel like this. They're more in their power of everything is as it's supposed to be in the moment. But he's very focused on what's missing, what's not there, what has to change, what has to be fixed. And he's missing all the opportunities that are coming at him. The next was temperance. Uh, Temperance for me is just about, um, it's a combination of patience, learning patience, but also honing your skills, walking through the flames and being purified and clarified, and just defining and refining who, what, where, how. And so he's got a lot of that thought process going on. It's not all just about him, but it's also defining the who, what, where, why, and how of what he wants to do when he's moving forward. And I say moving forward because the last one was the Fool card. And the Fool is very much, I don't feel like he's ready to do this yet. So don't get too excited yet, divine feminines that are watching this, divine masculines that may be watching. Relax, we understand. But very much feeling that initial seed, that the thought of wanting to move forward, wanting to let go of all of this angst, wanting to be done with the temperance, wanting to move forward, wanting to take that leap of faith. He's just not quite there yet. And he's not there because he still feels like he has to temper some of the things in his life. He still feels like he's missing, like things are missing, not like he's missing specifically, but like things are missing before he can take this leap. So, next question. What is going on in his outside world? in his environment. Ooh, not as quick answer, are there? Okay. Please tell me what's going on in this outside environment. I'll leave spirit names unless you want me to start calling you guys all by name. Ace of Pentacles. Financial beginnings. So he's finally reaching that point where he's starting something. He's working towards something financial, or there's an opportunity that's coming to him from his environment. This isn't going to be something that's coming from, way out in left field. This isn't, your second cousin twice removed, 3 states away. This is his immediate environment. So something is improving financially for him in his immediate environment. See what else we've got here. How is he feeling towards the divine? The divine masculine feeling emotionally today towards the divine feminine. Keep in mind, this is we're still in full moon energy. We just had a full moon last night here, and so outgoing energy, but more importantly, as we shift moon cycles, moon has a lot to do with emotion. So remember what we find out here. That's being human. What is the divine masculine feeling towards his divine feminine? Not what's in his head, but what's in his heart. Do we have love? Do we have angst? Do we have anger? Oh, okay. Had some more fallout. Let me make sure nothing else. Just these 3 again. Seems to be a theme with 3 coming out in the divine feminines. Alright, in order. Still no reversal, so okay, that's good. Sort of. The 7 of Cups first. Ten of Wands. And the 4 of Cups. The feeling I get from this is choices with the 7 of Cups. Why? What is choice? He's feeling like the divine feminine is kind of scattered. She's got too many choices around her, too many things going on in her life. She's not really being focused. She's being kind of dreamy. Intellectually, he may know that this is not 100% the case, but that's how he feels. He feels like she lacks focus. He feels like he's weighed down with burdens. Some of them his own, some of them not his own. Um, like the feeling I get very strongly is like he already feels like she's so scared. She has so many things on her plate. Like she doesn't have. It's almost like it's not that she feels like he feels like she's an airhead or unintelligent or anything negative. It's just like she has so much that she already can't focus. They're not clarifying that why that concerns him as much, but he definitely feels like he already has so much on his plate, and like it would almost be a burden to her, and he doesn't want to be a burden to her. But he feels like he's got so much that until he can put some of this down, until he can start to walk upright, that he would only add to her distractions and her burdens. But he knows he can feel her, and that's overwhelming him too. He's almost got, um, he does miss her, but he can feel her missing him, and that's kind of making him feel a little bit bad too, because he already feels like she's overwhelmed. She has too much on her plate, um, and he's already feeling like he's got too much on his, and like he doesn't want to burden her. But the Four of Cups, it feels like he's just wanting to put everything on pause. Like he would like, it really feels like he wants to just stop time. Like if he could just stop time and meddle with it while he stopped it and come in and fix everything that's wrong in his life. And then he could come in and help her. But he can't stop time, and it's making him feel frustrated. And he knows that she misses him, but at the same time, he doesn't have it in him right now to do anything else but plow through his stuff as fast as he can because he can feel her. The divine masculine feel about his environment where he's living, whether he's living with divine feminine or separate from her. How is he feeling about that environment right now? Well, no, let's do just separate because that could be confusing. So we're going to separate this out. If I'm going to start with the divine masculines, if they are with divine feminines and feeling this way and seeing this, they may be being a little emotionally distant, quiet, what have you. Hopefully, there's no fighting. But if you guys are in the same space, how are the divine masculines that are in the same space but not quite in union yet? How are they feeling about the divine? Or I mean, sorry, about their living space. Please tell me how they're. Okay, I'm going to change that. Telling me not applicable. I can't even pronounce the word. Not not able to be applied to this card reading. So for those of you who are in separation, whether or not you're speaking currently, how do the divine masculines feel that current situation? And yes, the angels sometimes choose words that I cannot say. I apologize profusely. It's not that I don't know what the word means. It's that speech therapy as a child. And unfortunately, I still struggle with two words pronunciation. Divine masculine feel current living situation. Divine masculine feel current living situation. Five of Swords. Some fighting, some tension. I don't. Now I've heard that the Five of Swords means people are fighting, but that's not the energy I get from this one. It's really, really, really strong. It feels more like there's a lot of internal, not exactly internal, like when things are said that make them unhappy or done that make them unhappy, there's a lot of tongue biting, a lot of walking away, a lot of internalizing, a lot of taking deep breaths, and just kind of bearing it out. It doesn't feel like a happy energy. A lot of tension in that one. Kind of like, okay, okay, I'm gonna walk through this. All right. What does the how does the divine feminine feel about the divine masculine? How does the divine feminine feel about the divine masculine? And yes, I know, obviously, most of the people that are going to be watching this are divine feminines. And they're probably going to be catching this because they're hoping to become, if they're into union with the divine masculines. But I'm not asking for the general, I love you. That's easy. I want to know what's coming under, what's the shadow of this? What's the sides that we're not seeing? What things are we not being aware of? How does the divine feminine feel about this situation? About the divine masculine right now? Two separate questions. So let's stick with Spirit. Please tell us, how does the divine feminine feel about the divine masculine? Okay. There's only one. I'm undecided. Now I'm gonna say that a lot of the divine feminines and the divine masculine wants to walk up on one knee, offer the ring today. Have some doubts about what's been going on, why there's been lack of communication, or there's fighting, or there's some why questions that need to be answered before she could say, I believe you. you get the feeling that the Divine Feminine has options. Other, I won't say twin flame Divine Masculines, but soulmate options, soul contract options. But I don't get the feeling that's where her hanged man comes in. I don't get the feeling that's where her indecision comes in. It's more very personal between her and the Divine Masculine as to the why. Why did this happen? And I understand that feeling. It's a very strong feeling. My suggestion for this, because I do understand some of my whys, if you ask, if you have a relationship good enough to ask, don't be afraid to ask the whys. Clear communication is a wonderful thing. But I get the feeling that there's a lot of divine feminines out there who for whatever reason, we're all in different places in this journey, haven't reached the place of being able to communicate clearly, so they don't understand some of the divine masculine's actions. There's also some really great books, psychology books that help you understand why men and women do different things in the first place, or why, different people do different things. One of my favorite is, I believe his name is John Gray, Mars, Woman from Venus. Very good book for understanding some things. Sometimes the best way to ask is just to ask. But I also get the feeling that a few of you have asked and they give out weird answers and they just don't seem to understand themselves why they do something. That book is amazing. And if you're dealing with a divine masculine who does not know himself well enough to answer the question why, it helps. So that is how the divine feminine is feeling about the divine masculine. How's the divine feminine feeling about the situation, about this separation and lack of communication? Or, yeah, to whatever degree. I mean, obviously, if you guys are talking every night and acting all lovey dovey, then we can guess how you feel about that, right? Okay, so for those of us who aren't getting that, how does the divine feminine feel about the current situation? Spirit, how does the divine feminine feel about this situation? How does the divine feminine feel about this situation? Ooh. How does the divine feminine feel about this situation? Divine feminine feel about this situation? Divine feminine feel about this situation? I don't never heard an answer. What the hell does this mean? That's way too many. Okay, so I hear what you're saying. Everyone watching, can we get a card to confirm? I get that divine feminine is using this time to go within, to seek answers for herself about things in life. to start projects that keep busy. Um, so there's a lot of gratitude in terms of her having some time to do that, and recognizing that the divine masculine is there more. I don't want to use the word distraction, but her focus definitely moves in that direction. At least a lot of divine feminines it does, and therefore this time is being used by the universe and her to kind of focus on herself and what she wants to do, and she's recognizing that, but at the same time closing off a little bit. She's very much, I want to say resentful, but pained, maybe, rather deep pained, deeply, deeply pained. Given everything that's going on, again, keep in mind, if you find this later, this is going on during a pandemic, everyone's inside their house. So she's very much, feeling like, he should be here. This should be us, not him. A lot of cards. Look at them real quick. Oh, bottom of the deck, though. That's her heart. Ten of Cups. Love, home. Books, the other things. What did we get here? I have. Interesting. Oh. Huh. We have a stack that fell. I'm going to look at them all in a second. They all fell face down. The only one that fell face up was the Lovers. Her twin flame. Yeah. Double-edged sword, that one. Knowing that it's your twin flame. Because it was any just Joe Schmo. You could walk away. You could be fine. Okay. Next. But you know it's your twin flame. You've felt it. You've seen it. The way in which he treats you, the way in which you treat him, it's better than what you imagined. And to have him not here with you sucks, right? The double-edged sword. You know deep in your heart that you love him. I know DMs. There's also that part of you that just wants to walk up to DMs and shake them and say, get on board. Because this is our path, not just mine. I want to do this alone. Sweet. Know that they're your twin flame. What else do we have here? Oh, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't think all of these were. I'm just going to read them out really quick. I'm going to ask in a second if there's anything else we need to know. We've got the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles. Two of Wands. Six of Wands. I'm just showing these in case they show back up. The Hierophant. Nine of Wands. The Empress. Page of Wands. Judgment. Two of Cups. And the Ace of Swords. So I am going to, at this moment, these back in here. Kind of want to keep that Ten of Cups in there, but I roll. So here we go. Is there anything else that you want us to know about this situation? Any advice that you have? To help the Divine Feminine get through this and the Divine Masculine get through this. Any advice for them to come into union? So we're going to start with Divine Feminine. Is there any advice for the Divine Feminine? That she can do to make things easier to help her get through this? I'm hearing focus on your path right now. If you haven't already started down whatever it is your path is, start putting things together for that, planting your seeds. Get started. Put one foot in front of the other. Focus on you. Focus on what you're supposed to do. If you know what you and your twin were supposed to do together, if you felt it or heard it or seen it, just start. If you gotta start with that, just start. Just start doing what you gotta do. Start walking up the path. And either he's gonna follow or he's not. So once. It's hard to see in this light. Even though this is Two of Wands, this card talks to me always about emotions and energy. But it's more about following your energy, taking hold of it, taking control of it, and just working on you right now. It literally is about, and it's not about being selfish. It's just about learning to bring that into control, learning to harness it so that when you two do come together, it doesn't become overwhelming for either of you. Getting chills, like literally, I can feel it. Like when you learn to control your chakra centers, your chakra system, and you learn to harness that energy, that explosive intenseness that oftentimes scares the DMs and sometimes scares the divine feminines. You'll learn to control that to a point where it can flow softly, softly. All right. Do we have any words of advice for any divine masculines that might be watching? Advice for them to get through this time of separation, for them to move forward. There's the Queen of Pentacles when I split it, but it's too big of a stack and it didn't really feel like it was slipping more like that. Spirit, do we have any words of advice for the divine? Any words of advice for the divine? Any words of advice for the divine? Or anything else you'd like to tell us about the divine? Any words for the divine masculines? Do you have any words of advice for the divine masculines? True. right? We've got two knights. The Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups. Um, Knight of Cups coming forward with an offer. So the advice to the divine masculine is, right, drop your duff, come to the divine feminine with an offer, with something, some kind of communication, some kind of something. We also have the Knight of Wands. But again, this is not your. When I see this, there's his wand, staff. It has these flowers at the top. What comes to mind when I hear this is there is again, all religions welcome. Those of you that are Christian and you know this story, that's okay. And those of you that don't, that's okay too. Every version of the Bible, some books were removed. But there's a story of Joseph and Mary. Mary was pregnant. Okay, Mary that had Jesus. When Mary was pregnant, before Joseph was betrothed to her, the priests met, and they knew that this was a divine birth. They had been told, and I might be missing the finite details of how and where, but when they questioned God on who the father was, who was to be the father of this child, all the men were called to meet. Joseph had been away for a while. He was a carpenter. But he came. They were each told to, I forget the length of the branch, but they were told to cut a branch and to bring the branch with them to the meeting. And again, I'm paraphrasing, but they were told to bring the branch to the meeting. And they were told, the priests were told, the man whose staff flowered at the meeting was the chosen one. He was the one chosen to be the father to Mary's son. Now, I'm not saying that all of these divine feminines and divine masculines are going out to have new Christ children. It's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that it feels like what they're trying to tell him is you have been chosen for this path. You have everything you need. You're feeling insecure. You're feeling like you don't have enough. You're feeling like you can't do it. But you wouldn't have been chosen. Your staff would not have flowered if you didn't already have everything you need. It's tough faith. And I don't think they would be telling him to come forward with this offer if he hadn't been already thinking about it. So if you divine masculines have been thinking about coming forward, communicating with her, taking a step forward, doesn't mean necessarily that I don't get the feeling that every divine masculine is gonna all of a sudden get down on one knee. But it feels like whatever offer is coming is a progressive step further along the path than what you were before. And he's been thinking about that progressive step, that next step. Masculines, just do it. Just come forward with the offer because you are chosen for this path. You already have everything you need. Any advice, words of wisdom, anything else that you would like us to know? Heavenly Father, Divine Spirit, angel friends, I, every time I think about saying their names, because it's okay for me to mention who I talk to before angels are primarily talked to when I'm not in the middle of a reading, but energetically, kind of a please tell me. Do you have any other words, wisdom for us? I will shuffle this times and I'm going to ask my last question. Cards count. A bunch of cards come out again. Tell the story here. Good. I thought this was too many. It does serve. Okay, words of wisdom, things to focus on. Five of Cups. And you got the Five of Swords. For this one, I'm feeling like the number 55 is really important. It's like it's not. It's 55. 55. The meaning of 5 and 5. Grab my phone real quick. I would love to have all these memorized, but I don't. What is the meaning of the number 55?
According to trusted psychic mediums, the true and secret influence of angel number 55. The angel number 55 is an indication that positive changes are happening soon. They will bring you closer to your soul purpose and bless you with abundance, love, and energy.
Nice. Okay, I don't know if you heard that, but the number 55 means it's bringing you closer to your soul abundance and your soul purpose. I believe is what she said. Thank you to the Android equivalent of Siri. I also get the impression that it's kind of like a gentle reminder that you're still energetically, it's like, I think this is more for the divine feminines. Well, no, divine feminines and divine masculines. You're still in the anywhere from the beginning stages of your financial. I don't want to make it sound like everyone is porn destitute, but in a monetary sense, there's goals that you might have been working on and kind of getting to that next level. in terms of what is going to get you to the next level, the seeds you planted, things you're working on. Yes, you've been seeing some of it happen, but you're still you're still kind of at the tail end of the beginning of that. So persevere, keep working, don't stop. For the Five of Cups, it was kind of, while you're doing all this inner work and you're thinking about all the, and inner work is important, it's necessary. A lot of people are doing it, especially right now, again, coronavirus 19, blah, blah. But don't forget that that stuff is the past, right? Don't get so focused on looking at all the broken. And that's not just the past in terms of other people, but the past in terms of the two of you. And this goes for both the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Yeah, she's not even looking at that. She's so busy contemplating that past. She's completely missed. Two of Cups. You know what Two of Cups is? Divine union. Don't get so caught up in the pain of the past, either from past relationships or from this one, that you forget that this is a divinely guided. Yes, there's going to be hard days. Yes, there's going to be hardships. Yes, there's things that you will have to overcome. But this is a relationship unlike any other. When you get with a soul contract or a soulmate, you can often be on the same level for years. And so you guys will go along, whether it's a rough ride or a smooth ride, it kind of stays at that level for years. But this is a different kind of relationship. You can start out rocky, and within 6 months, it can change. Because in a twin flame relationship, that mirroring that you do, it actually catalysts you into change, into soul growth, into improving. If you guys are utilizing it right. And as one person grows, the other one might too. The other one does. You not see it if they're not with you. So you could be over here, and maybe when you guys were together, it was fighting and not good. And then you separate. For some people, that separation, when they and I'm of course I'm discounting the or skipping over the wonderful honeymoon phase that everybody has, or most people have in the very beginning. We're talking about as that where that first running stage happens. You could be fighting and have it really rough, have bad things happen, and hurt each other, and then you separate. And that separation could be 3 days, and then you both grow and change and come back together, and it's better. It could be 3 years. That all depends on how well you're doing your work, how well they're doing their work, how much soul growth you're allowing to happen, and accepting and internalizing and learning from. All of that will reflect on how fast that happens. And when you come back together, how clearly you communicate. But what I'm saying is, right now, don't get caught up in what was. Because what was is gone. And when you guys do come back together, the only thing you should focus on is what is right now, or rather, right then in that moment of when you come back together. If he's still playing games, or she's still playing games when you guys come back together, don't put up with the games. Clearly communicate. Let them know that's not acceptable. Let's work on that. But don't get so focused on what was that you miss what is. Hey, Nine of Swords. This very, very strongly. Again, full moon. Last night, when still that full moon energy, which is releasing, like shiver up my back. So strong. The impression that the advice is lay these down. There's a lot of pain here. Um, this isn't. This is wounds, like little things that have been said and done that hurt and wound you, and especially what I'm getting the feeling of is that with this coronavirus and everybody worried about everybody, except maybe you're not hearing from your divine feminine or your divine masculine as much as you would have thought you would, given how everything is going. Or maybe you've heard from them, but it's not the way you thought it was going to be. Don't let your past wounds affect what's happening now. Lay that down. Understand that right now, nothing in this world is the way anyone thought it was going to be. And so every single person is going to react to this differently. They're going to react to how things are going differently. And I'm going to say that this is probably going to hold true, even if you see this video 3 years from now and Corona is well under control and everything is wonderful and everything is fine. You're still going to have, moments of separation, moments of tower moments. And in those moments, when someone's going through a tower moment, a very stressful time, they may not act the way you would expect them to act. That's causing a triggers with you, and that's what I feel. I feel like it's causing a lot of triggers. Like there's a lot of just little, tiny little things that are adding up, and it's just let them go. Use that new minute, that full moon energy. Just let go. Just try to be in the moment. Breathe. Don't get caught up in the pain of this, because their words. We know that this is hard. We are supporting you all through this. A lot of the fate in this timeline is not decided. Interestingly enough, they're praying for us too. But it doesn't change what we have to do. So no matter how the world at large does their thing, we just have to keep doing ours. And I have Page of Pentacles. Communicate. Okay, this is communicate about your monetary needs. This is what was going to happen. This was advice. Communicate to the universe about your monetary needs. Being very specific, and I don't mean just money, but your physical, environmental needs. Be very clear about what you want. Be very specific about what you want. Not necessarily how you're going to get it, but what you want it to look like. Right now is a very powerful time for manifesting because we are on a precipice we've never seen before. We literally, and I don't even want to speak out loud visions I've had about this, what can happen. And quite frankly, I'm praying every minute that the visions I had don't happen. The scary thing is that some of them already have that lead to that. But I've also had visions that lead to a very positive future, a very beautiful future. So some prophecies are meant to be changed. Some can, some can't. We are at a scary and a wonderful time in history where it is possible to change that question of prophecy. It is to at least postpone it, at the very least, if not to change it completely, and to manifest the things that we want. And they are telling us if we want to do our part, be specific, pray. However, you send that up, make your dream board. Don't act like the world's going to end because COVID happened. Because we still have a chance. So make your thoughts known. Focus on the positives. Focus on what you want. And be very, very, very clear about it. You can't control how it's going to happen, but you can control what you put in your energy, what you, to use manifesting terms, what you magnetize yourself for. So focus on that. And this kind of goes along with the other one, the Nine of Swords too, because with the Nine of Swords there was a lot of angst, a lot of despair about being alone, about it not being there. Like I said, it's bringing up triggers for divine feminine. A lot of triggers. Turn away from the triggers and focus on the positives. Both the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Focus on what you want. Don't focus on, and I'm going to say this for both. Okay? Don't focus on the who. Don't put a face to it. Because a lot of divine masculines, when they're running, they'll put a face that has nothing to do with divine feminine. And that's how they get into karmic after karmic. This is not about lust. This is about true love. Unconditional or the highest kind. Divine feminines, you'll have to put divine masculine's face on it. Which then, one, puts that intense energy out there. And two, if you have a tendency to put his face to it, you also have a tendency to detail it a little too much about how. So, both of you, let go of the face, let go of the exact how. Focus on the feeling. What do you want to feel when you're with your divine partner? Do you want to feel safe? Do you want to feel loved? Do you want to feel understood? Do you want to feel connected? Do you want to feel turned on? Do you want that turned on to be mild? Or do you want to be like, every time he speaks, to, or she speaks, every time she, and I'm having trouble with every time she wears that dress, blah, 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 boom. Okay, you don't have to get specific, but what do you want from your heart? No? It's feeling. Same thing with the house. What do you want to feel? Do you want to feel warm and snugly under a blanket every night? Do you want to not need a blanket? Do you want to feel hot and be warm in the sunshine all day? Do you want to feel water? Do you want to be near water? Do you want to be near the mountains? Focus on what you want and send those images. Star card for me is very personal. And to me represents hope and love from the divine to the divine and feeling empowered in everything. I especially get that love from and to the divine. And it came up between King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. I'm getting a very strong message that the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine need to stop living in their pain, stop living in their past, stop living with their egos, and that what I want to have because that's what I think would look good, or because I think the world would like that, I think it would make me look good, or because it's what I always thought I wanted. Down and dirty. You need to get honest. King and Queens of Swords are about honesty. They right through the bullshit. See her? There's no F's given. None. Absolutely freaking. She doesn't care that she's not dressed like a queen anymore. She does not care about what's going on around her. She is just like, I am the bullshit. All about telling her truth. King of Swords, he's still a little in his ego. Still a little, okay, I gotta put on appearances, I gotta look good. But most definitely, he's still kind of like, bring it on. With the star card between them, this isn't even about them communicating with each other. It's about them being honest with themselves and being honest with that divine God. That matrix, the quantum physics energy, the God particle. Get really, really honest. You're not gonna get what you really want. And that's the last of the advice. So it is May 7th. It is now 5:39 in the morning, and I wish every single one of you an absolute beautiful day. I look down the bottom of the cup or the bottom of the deck at this point. Ace. We're gonna leave it there. So now that the reading is over, I'd like to thank Gabriel and Michael and Uriel for being with me tonight. This morning, all night, and this morning for this reading, and for definitely for letting me know that they're praying for us too. And for everyone else, have a beautiful, wonderful Thursday, a wonderful 7th of May, and I have faith. This is Rebecca from Here with Angels, saying goodbye. Good morning. And we'll get through this. No matter what happens.